Good morning. This is your host, the sci-fi trucking vet, and that's about what I usually do for breakfast if I'm stuck out in the middle of nowhere with no food except for whatever I got in my truck. So good old cheap cereal and non-refrigerated milk goes a long way. So last night, as I was trying to go to bed, I came across a kind of like a little delightful film on Netflix. So later on today, I'll probably give my 2 cents about that and see what else is going on. So enjoy your morning as I'm going to enjoy my breakfast of non-refrigerated chocolate milk and dehydrated strawberry pieces. Yeah, right up to Alright, so the customer's ready, and I had to be a man to keep my word and let this brother trucker here go ahead of me because his clock is running. So because in reality we're all out here by ourselves. It's every man for them, or every man and woman for themselves in this trucking industry. I'd much rather be a brother to that trucker instead of being a dick. So, and it was pretty awesome, that, offer him, to go ahead of me because, his clock is running, my clock is not. And that's pretty cool that he came out and helped me fold my tarps because these things are big. So, alrighty, so I made my delivery at Kennesaw, Georgia. Made it through Atlanta, Georgia. Stopped at a truck stop for food and coffee. More importantly, the coffee. So, when I arrived there last night at the destination, I just can't just simply just get out of this chair and just go crawl up there into that second bunk. As you can see, the other bunk is occupied by a bicycle. And I do like to ride my bicycle whenever I got the time. So, I gotta watch something to put me to sleep. Usually something stupid and boring. And usually through either another YouTube video or any of the streaming services, Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus, even the bootleg streaming services. We all know those, right? So, as I was going through Netflix last night, and I do apologize if I'm yawning like crazy. Going through Netflix last night, and I came across on the recommendation feed of the history of future folk. And in their thumbnail, they have a lizard-looking alien on there. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, this must be a really bad B-rated movie about this lizard alien terrorizing country folk people in the future. No. Not even close to what I was thinking. So after I was done watching the movie, I had to research when Future Folk was made, and found more information about the history of Future Folk. So the movie, it was made in 2012. I never heard of it, never seen it on a theatrical release, or even YouTube has a channel of movies to be released in that year. I've never seen it, never heard of it. But what really caught my interest was that the two main characters on that movie are the actual band members of their group, Future Folk. I can't even speak right now. So the two band members of Future Folk is in this movie as the characters General Trias and the Mighty Kevin. Now, the movie story is portrayed like this. General Trias was sent from their planet of Hondo on a mission to Earth. This is supposed to be something really bad. Not kill the population, but put the population to sleep. But he couldn't do it because he found music. Something that never existed on his planet. And somehow, within a matter of hours, he learned how to play a banjo. And I'm guessing within that same time frame that he came across a dive bar in New York City, ran by a character played by Dee Snider of Twisted Sister. So his first song was basically how homesick he is. He wants to go home, but he can't because now going home is a dream at this point. Because the spaceship he had, he crash landed somewhere in upstate New York in a forest, and he's stuck here. But he still has his doomsday device with him, but he never activated. Then jump forward to, I guess what would be considered a present time. He met somebody, they got married, they had a daughter, and now he's telling his daughter about a heroic General Trias from the planet of Hondo that needs to save that planet. He's talking about himself to his daughter in a bedtime story scenario. And his daughter's asked, one of these days I want to go to Hondo. And he replies, it's not real. There's no spacemen. Until later on, the daughter meets up with the Mighty Kevin and realizes who he is by saying the word Hondo. So, it is a very quirky but very delightful movie. It is science fiction, but the way they use the science fiction, they use it as a backdrop and not like the actual theme of the story of the movie. The only time you will see the science fiction part of the history of Future Folk is when they have to use laser guns. And you don't see their spaceships, but both of them crash land what look like meteorites into the forest of upper state New York. And the lizard alien that I saw in the thumbnail is very good prosthetic makeup work. I mean, for a small budget that they have, it was very well done. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, and the problem is I was wanting to watch something that would put me to sleep. Here I am last night, halfway through the movie, and I am not asleep because this movie captured and took hostage of my attention until I said, you know what? I need to go to sleep. I need to turn this off. This morning I turned, while I was eating breakfast, I finished watching the rest of the movie. It was very delightful. I mean, this is something like a family movie would go see. I mean, there's no killing. I don't think there's any cursing whatsoever. The Hondos, Mighty Kevin and the General, their costume is kind of, it reminds me of two things. So let me describe you the outfit. It's a red and black outfit with buckets used for headgear. The bucket had like a little cutout so you can see their faces. And in one scene, you saw something of a face shield that covers that little cutout area. So the bucket helmet reminded me of the head shape of, what was that movie? Disney's The Black Hole. The red robot, Maximilian. His head was shaped as a bucket. A very big bucket. Maybe the original Tron with the main bad guy. I think his helmet gear was shaped as a bucket. I'm not sure. But that's what that bucket shape reminded me of. The second thing it kind of reminded me of was Mork and Mindy. When Mork was sent to Earth to observe how humans live here. And of course he's got to report his findings to his leader up in the planet of Orc. It's almost like the same way with General Trias. Except for one thing. When he crash landed on Earth, the only thing he's got is this viral toxin that he needs to release into the atmosphere to put us to sleep. That was the only equipment he's got. Everything else in that spaceship was destroyed. So he's got to make up new equipment to communicate to Hondo. And to let the Hondo planet know that, hey, our original plan to take over Earth is a bad idea because this is what I found. While the reason that he's on Earth doing this mission is because planet Hondo is threatened by a comet that's going to crash into their planet. Well, let's just say at the end of the movie, the general was able to save Earth and Hondo. In order to find that out, you need to look that movie up. It's on Netflix. And if you like it as much as I do, or if you have the opposite reaction to what I have, come back to this video and place a comment on it. So the only equipment I have to make these videos is my cell phone. And of course, like everything else, everyone wants to get a hold of you. So they interrupt you watching a video, they interrupt you making a video, they interrupt you regardless. But I was pretty much almost done with the video anyway, so go ahead and check out on Netflix The History of Future Folk, and also check out their YouTube channels as well. You'll get a kick out of it. And like always, comment down below on my on the comments if you what you like, don't like of Future Folk, and we'll go from there. Now, last time I said I'll do a review of Captain Harlock, the latest incarnation of it, computer-generated anime. If I don't find anything else interesting to put me to sleep, I'll probably rewatch that and do a review of that come Monday. So, anyways, this is the way to live long and prosper, and so say we all. I'm your host, the Sci-Fi Truckin' Vet, signing off. 10-4, over and out.